across the different days, what we have been able to do is we went through the critical thinking mastery where we handled the SIFT framework, which is stop, investigate, find better sources, and then trace the claims. We did some bias detection, although this was not completed very well, but because of the breakout room challenge we had that day. But we were able to get started on it. We also were able to do some systematic quality assurance. And then regarding the technical proficiency, we were able to do multi-tool integration workflows. That is where you had starting with whether it is illicit or perplexity, you go to NotebookLM and you see how you can integrate your Hemingway or Grammarly, whatever you choose for that entire pipeline. Then you had subject-specific AI applications. Those are the ones we were talking about with Hemingway and the likes. Then we ideally, when we said you do it for your own, you do it on your own, that was where you would have the personalized productivity framework. So you work with what works for you. The other thing we were able to accomplish together was starting on our personal ethics and code development, personal ethic code development. Then we were able to do academic and professional integrity standards, and then responsible AI use practices. Then what we are going to be doing today is just future readiness, so adaptable learning frameworks to evaluation capabilities, and then sustainable growth practices. The other thing which I think we handled on the critical thinking and the general technical proficiency was the prompt engineering. That was the first thing we did, where we looked through the modalities of a good prompt, which was role, context, format, and constraints. So just to make sure you have a robust prompt that can handle everything you would want to do. So what we shall do today, we're going to synthesize the learning into practical capstone project. So we will start on a path for long-term AI learning roadmaps, and then we see how to build a sustainable learning community. So someone in the chat who is willing to volunteer to create a WhatsApp group and paste the link here, please, you can nominate yourself in the chat and then work on getting the WhatsApp group up and running, and then people will join. Just one person so that we don't have opposition. We just have one. Then we commit to an ongoing AI learning journey, and that will be supported with the creating that AI learning community. So the first thing we wanted to just go over is basically your capstone projects and looking at why capstone projects matter. So the first one is to show integration. So we would like to combine everything we have done over the past 5 days and see how to bring it all together into a reasonable product that has all of those learnings we have done. The next is application. So we would like to create something useful, and then ownership. So this regards taking control of your AI learning journey. I think one of the things we said on day one was everything we're going to go through in these 5 days, by the end of the day 5, may have been usurped or become irrelevant. So we would like to keep future-proofing, keep practicing, keep learning, keep sharing different tools that you might have found more useful. Then the next is confidence. Once you're able to do something by your own, then you are able to gain the confidence and prove to yourself that you're actually able to do this and you have gained those skills. The next is impact. So making a real difference in your work or life. because you have learned how to use these tools that are making your life easier, whether it is personal or even professional. So I just wanted to go over the different capstone projects that we would have. So you will be able to choose any. Let me just bring this up. So you should be able to see this is the drive that we have. Let me just make it bigger. So in this drive, I think it is here. Let me just paste this in the chat. This was yesterday. Yesterday, okay. Let me just paste this in the chat. So these are the capstone projects we have. So the first one so you will choose your focus. The first one being any one, you're picking one only. So the first one being your research brief. So you create a 3-page research brief on a current topic of your choosing using the full AI workflow. So you have a problem statement, literature review, gaps, recommendations. So you demonstrate the perplexity or elicit or notebook sequence, then with the other proper attribution, fact checking through Hemingway and the like. The next is to create a learning plan where you will design AI-assisted study plan for your specific subject or skill. So you would have learning objectives, resource curation, progress tracking. Then you show the tool integration for your different learning phases, and then demonstrate personalized workflow applications. The other option that we have, which is content creation, this is where we will develop educational content with AI assistance. So it's either an article, a presentation, a tutorial. So you show ideation, research, writing, and editing phases. And then you include ethical disclosure and quality assurance. And then the fourth option is to create a problem-solving project. So you address a real academic or professional challenge using AI tools. So you document the problem analysis and solution development. You show critical evaluation of the AI suggestions, and then demonstrate practical workflow application. So these are the four. Feel free to pick any one. For those who would like to practice more, you can do all four, but please submit only one. That is what we will use. So please submit only one. Feel free to use any of the options. But for the presentation preparation, I'm saying a presentation because you'll be uploading one document. This will be a PDF or a Word document that contains the project approach. So what you chose and why you chose it, your specific topical challenge, whether it's option 1, 2, 3, or 4, then your tool sequence used, all the different tools you have used, even those we haven't handled in this session, feel free to use. Then the process and learning here, the key workflow steps you followed, the quality checkpoints you applied, and then the critical thinking or ethical considerations you held. The other thing we would like to see are the outcome and insights. So you would have, you can, for whoever is copying this whole thing, you can just download the document. It is free. You just go to File, you go to File here, make a copy, or download. So you download it in whatever format you would want. So you don't need to copy and paste. So then the other one is outcomes and insights. So what you created or discovered, the challenges encountered and the outcome, and then the most valuable learning from the experience you had. So that is what we would have. The other thing we wanted to show Just a second. Going back to the presentation. So this is still what we have captured. It's the same thing in the slides. So the workflow you will follow, we suggest that you follow is, so you do your final planning. So you refine the approach, the tool sequence, you set up the necessary platforms and resources you're going to need. So then you review the quality checkpoints, like after one tool, has it given you exactly what you want? So the next is core execution. So you are basically implementing what you have done. So you implement your core project approach, then you apply integrated workflows you have learned over the 5 days, then you document the process and decision making for each of these. Then the next, sorry. So the next you'll have, you do quality assurance. So you are applying systematic quality review. So check the ethics, attribution, verify accuracy. So that's why we wanted you to first plan, because for the free version of the tools we had, like connected papers, you will have either one or two options in a month. So you need to see when you can apply it. So then you will have verify accuracy and completeness. Then you have the presentation preparation. So you organize your key points, prepare to discuss the process of learning, note the challenges and insights. The form, the submission form, I'm going to paste it here as well, where you will go to submit that. It is here. So that is the form. Sorry, wrong one. Let me just copy this. Let me get it again. It is here. So that's the form. Let me copy the link. Okay, so let me paste it here. So here is the link to the form. So when you are ready, that is the form you will use to submit. So once we have finished setting up the WhatsApp group, I will paste that form there. So we'll be able to follow through. Then the other thing we wanted to go over is regarding the project success. What makes a strong capstone project? So one of the things it has to have needs to be very practical. You need to show what you have been able to implement, and can you do it immediately? The other one needs to be comprehensive. So use multiple skills you have learned from the week as well as on your own. Then needs to be ethical. So incorporate responsible AI practices. It needs to be sustainable, built for long-term success. That is why we're trying to make sure that you're using tools that are agile and able to withstand the test of time. And then needs to be shareable so that others can learn from your approach. If there's anything we notice in the submissions, we'll be able to use the WhatsApp group to share and learn from one another. The other one is now for the future proofing. What does it mean to continue our learning? How do we stay current in this rapidly evolving field? One of the things we are going to be doing is practice. So regular hands-on experimentation with new tools. This is why we want to create that community of practice. In case you see something, you share and people can get their hands dirty. if like we had said at the beginning, everything I've shared with you is what I've been using just to try and learn, and they may not be it is not the be all end all, but it is something that I have found value in using. So if someone can benefit from it, the better. So if there's something you are using that would be beneficial to everyone, the better. So please share it. The next is access. So to have critical evaluation of new tools using systematic frameworks. So like I said, because some of these things are free or some of these things are promising to be able to solve many things, we need to come at it with a critical eye to make sure that we are not taking it for granted and it is not detrimental to our being. So we need to see and critically evaluate these tools and frameworks. The next is connect, so community engagement and knowledge sharing with others. So hence the WhatsApp group. And then evolve, we need to have adaptive workflow refinement. So if we find that any one of these tools that we have had in our workflow is no longer cutting it, there's a better one, we should be able to adapt um, to the new capabilities and the needs of our um, way of work and way of life. The other one is just to say why that PACE framework works so that it is sustainable. So we are able to manage our commitment to continuous learning, and then systematic so that it has a structured approach that prevents people being overwhelmed. Then social, so the community connection enhances learning. If someone is able to do something very novel, we can learn from one another. And then adaptive, so it is flexible enough to evolve with the different technology that each of us will work with. So the thing we also wanted to do on the final day is just to get started on a long-term roadmap. So this would mean these are just simple suggestions. So 3-month goal, so you have immediate skill development, regardless of the ability. Okay, regardless of the I want to say technical aptitude, something like that. So you just, as long as you're able to practice, you're able to acquire a particular skill. Then for the midterm, you're able to have advanced application and integration. And then at the end of the year, you'll be a master and you champion leadership in AI use, but responsible AI use. So that is where I would want to do. And the only way we can do this is through continuous learning and adaptation. What we take learn for, what we want to do under learn is listen. So you follow particular people who are at the forefront of AI in education. So you listen to them, those leaders, people who are championing this, listen to them, listen to their suggestions, critique and see if it can be done better. Then the next is you experiment. So try new tools and techniques. Make sure you try it at least monthly. Experiment, get your hands dirty, try out new things, be a villain. So you go at it from the other angle, try to poke holes in it and see if it holds up. The next is assess. So you would want to evaluate what works for your context, so that you are able to sieve out what is valuable and what is not valuable. The R is reflect. So regular review of practices and outcomes to see if they are measuring up to your thoughts and your expectations. Then the last one is network, which is why we are saying we create a community of practice. So we stay connected with the learning community and we are able to experiment and try and all of these other things we are able to do. So what I wanted to say with all of this is I wanted to thank you and congratulate you for these 5 days. Where there were a few mishaps or challenges, I think the form we shared will be able to capture that information so that we're able to improve and grow. But we believe that in this week, what we have been able to do is go through some kind of comprehensive AI literacy for learning and productivity. It is a hope that you have been able to see how to make your work more productive, your time more productive, achieve more with less. Then to get started on an ethical framework for responsible AI integration. Then have a practical workflow for immediate application. And then future-proofing strategies for continued growth. And like one person said, the journey always continues. Yeah, I think someone said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So please get started on this. Your tree, the roots are the ethical foundations we went through on day 1 and 2. The trunk are the core skills you have developed and practiced for your framework. The branches are the applications you will explore along this pathway. So keep spreading wide and far, so wide and far. And then the fruit is the impact you will create in your work and life. So please do your best to keep growing. And lastly, your next actions, please implement your immediate commitments all the way from the action planning for the capstone project, but then practice your workflows in real work or study contexts, and then connect with learning community for continued support, and then review and refine your systems regularly. And I would like to thank you for your engagement, your curiosity, your commitment to responsible AI learning. And this, it is a hope that this program has been your foundation, and the real learning starts today as you apply and adapt and innovate with AI and your unique contexts. Thank you very much. I would like to hand it back to you if there are any questions, anything you'd like us to clarify or refine. I think for me, this is the end of day 5. Thank you very much. I'm just going to check the chat if there is anything I may need to address. Okay. Let me try and join the WhatsApp group. Okay, I have joined the WhatsApp group. I hope it's the one we're working with. Okay, I think it's the guy saying thank you. I I repeat, thank you very much as well for your commitment. Please, it's a humble appeal to keep trying, keep learning with one another. I have joined the WhatsApp group. If there is anything else, I'll be posting the links that we might have missed. Things like the form, but please fill the form after you have done your capstone project. I'm also going to put the link to the capstone, the guidelines, the different topics we're doing, and yeah, I think that will be it. If there's anything else you would need me to share, please let me know in the WhatsApp group. I will be able to share as well. Um, is there any burning question, or I can we can call this the end? Okay. Thank you very much. Please, this is bye for now. Please keep the conversations flowing on the WhatsApp group, and see you online. Bye, everyone, and thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much for the knowledge.
You're welcome.
Bye. Thank you, and we much appreciate.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Hi, thank you for informative presentation all through the day.
Thank you for the valuable presentation.
Thank you. Okay.
And if I may ask, what about the certificates that we were told?